There was an outbreak at our office, so we had to do something a little bit different. Employee 629-873-421 was immediately fired upon realizing that he had not worn a mask at his own home, which we do require when you go home.
That's a good point, Cam. I've been meaning to talk to you about this this new policy you've put in place because I know you were spearheading the entire thing. You said masks at home, not in the office. Can you
I don't want to wear a mask.
Right, and I don't want to see people. I want to see what they're saying with their whole facial expressions.
Yeah. It's very difficult when you try and tell a joke to someone and it's just your eyes, and you're like, I can't make sarcasm because you're basically reading a book, and I don't know.
Or
there's not much to it.
Or a little subtle eyebrow raise you might give.
Continuing tonight on Two Cees in a Pod. 96.7 on your
Two Cees in a pod, 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 just like two Cees in a pod, because we're two Cees in a pod, just like two Cees in a pod, two Cees in a pod at gmail.com.
I was gonna say, when you go to the LCBO and they ask you for your, do they ever ask you for your ID when you wear a mask?
I never get asked for ID anyways.
No?
No.
See, I find I never did before, and now I start wearing a mask. I have beautiful young eyes, and I look like I'm 9. But then I take it off, and then they see this, 7-inch beard that I'm hiding behind it.
They can't see your facial hair, Cam. That's what sets us apart from the children. That's why we do it.
That's exactly why we do it.
Cameron, why don't you tell the folks at home what they're listening to?
You're listening to two guys that are dealing with an outbreak at their office. One named Cam LeClaire, one named Cam Osborne, who do a weekly show called Two Cees in a Pod, brought to you by a bunch of people who contribute to the show. There's Corporate Bill, Corporate Dan, Lawyer Susie, and Janitor Jeff. Thank you all to support that, plus the other hundreds of people who work very hard at our office. We'll hopefully employ you back soon. I know Serb's running out, but you weren't getting paid much to start with, so it's not making a huge dent.
What a fantastic intro that was, Cam. That is right. This is Two Cees in a Pod. In case you didn't catch that amongst whatever the hell you were just saying there, this is the Two Cees in a Pod podcast. Where are you listening to the podcast, folks? I don't know. Are you an Apple Music listener? Are you a Spotifyer? Let us know. twoceesinapod at gmail.com.
We don't get the stats on that?
Well, I want to know from the listeners, of course I can sift through the data, the information, but that is hundreds, and I mean hundreds of thousands of emails for me to sift through, and figures and numbers and statistics. That's just too much. And, maybe listeners can just let us know themselves. twoceesinapod at gmail.com.
twoceesinapod at gmail.com. Hey, Cam. Do you ever see someone's shoe, like one shoe on the side of the road, and you think to yourself, what poor bastard lost one shoe, not two? How the hell did this happen? In what damn circumstance could this have happened?
I know, and wouldn't it be more embarrassing if it was your shoe? Thanks, Cam, for the quick recap of last week's podcast. Of course, as we know, Cam left his shoes on the hood of the car and drove away, and then it kind of stayed on the car for a kilometer or two.
So
thanks for bringing this back up.
Bring this all back together. Bring this back all together. I learned what most of the time those shoes are from.
Okay.
Car crashes.
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
Because as you know, you get in an accident, the first thing to go is your shoes.
Right.
Oh, they just fly right off.
I wouldn't have thought this, maybe from motorcycles, but I did learn that with a little bit of being a little more questioning myself. So for all you listeners at home, next time you see a shoe, unless it's mine, be aware that there could have been an accident there. So take your headphones off. Take your AirPods out, folks.
Take your AirPods out, or tie your shoes a little tighter. I think both are viable solutions.
Do you think that thing where, like, do you remember going up escalators as a kid and you'd be worried that, like, your shoelace would get caught in the escalator and then you just lose your whole body?
I was never worried about it, but yeah, they told us that.
Yeah, how true do you think that is?
Zero.
I feel like a shoelace would rip.
Zero. It's 0% true. Also,
what if you have like a super strong shoelace and they're like tied so tight to your feet?
You have a heavy-duty Mark's Work warehouse style shoelace. Cam, no, I think shoelace or shoe strength aside, what would happen? It's going to suck your... Now, I haven't seen an escalator in a while. That being said, it has been a long time since I've seen an escalator. I even say 2 months.
2 months?
But I'm pretty sure, if I can remember escalators properly, and Cam, I'd love to hear your feedback on this, there's no way your body could fit in that little... in the little slot where... The stairs kind of start revolving, correct? I mean, unless they've changed that.
It's like a saw trap, though. See, underneath where the things scoop back in, it's a series of saws that just... That's why they're so noisy.
Oh, so you're not saying it's a saw trap, i.e., like the film series Saw. It's like a series of adventures. No, you're saying it's actually a trap made of saws.
Yes. So yeah, exactly. So your foot gets sucked in. It tears that apart, which then tears out your foot. Then your leg goes to your knee, goes to your hip, and next thing you know, you're inside of a hot dog. That's how they make hot dogs, folks.
Next thing you know, and there you have it. You know, if you don't buy into the hype, you're not going to get your foot caught in an escalator. That's why some people wear sandals or Crocs.
When you go to your elevator, what's like protocol in the elevator right now? Is it like one person in the elevator when you go at your place?
Pretty much like two,
and you guys sit in opposite corners.
Yeah, they've added chairs. They added chairs so we can sit in opposite corners, opposed just standing.
Really?
Because it was like 32 seconds. It's like 32 seconds to take that elevator all the way up, and about 30 going down.
You got a lot of fat people in your building.
A lot of.
Did they actually put? They actually did.
No. You said.
Oh, okay.
You said sit, and I was just giggling away at your turn of phrase, if I may.
I think because I live in a house that has its own entrance to it. Every time I go to an apartment, I'm like, oh man, like this is so much more of a thing where you do have to interact with your neighbors. Right?
Yeah, you have a lot more neighbors in a more concentrated area. You may pull into your driveway every night, Cam, and see the people next door or see the people across the street. But I guess there's 8 or 7 other apartments on this floor.
Yeah,
no,
and then 32.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6 per. So there's 5 neighbors, and then of course all the floors
and
then
you say 2 people per thing, right?
Yeah, 3 elevators. They're working overtime. I'll say it.
So 6 times 32 times 2. So we're looking at like about 400 people almost that are like go in this building.
Well, I mean, and that's assuming that each apartment is one person, right? A lot of couples who live here.
Actually.
There's
only
a few.
2.
I mean, this is an apartment of 2. There's a few families also. Probably like you may see like 4. Like so
I wonder
2 parents and a couple kids.
I wonder if there was like one person that had it, how quickly it would spread between the buildings.
You never know.
Never know. Maybe there has. Maybe there will be. Who knows? But you know what? The people here don't come to hear about things that are in their real lives. We talk about things that are in the Two Cees in a Pod world.
Exactly, because the Two Cees in a Pod expanded universe, the TCEU, we're rivaling that of Marvel and DC Comics. It's just ever expanding. That's all I got to say.
Yeah. What's been up, buddy? I haven't seen you in a bit.
Yeah,
we've been a little bit inconsistent. We've been both very busy.
It's been very busy. Summertime makes for, there's a lot of things to do. Cam, I can see you. You look like you're ready to hit the beach. Or you've got a great collared shirt. It's button up, the floral pattern on it. I can see the sun just bursting its way into the light behind you. You look like you're ready to have a nice time.
I'm always ready to have a nice time. Thought I'd change a little bit for work today. I was getting a little bit tired of wearing T-shirts on Zoom calls, so thought I'd do a button-up for the day.
Right.
So,
It's
nothing
is it
fancy.
Hawaii Day at work or something? Maybe you can get everybody.
I just think floral shirts are cool.
You can get everybody on your calls on dressing thematically.
Thematically?
Thematically, yeah.
That means theme-based?
Yeah.
Yeah. One time at my other office, it was a Halloween day, and we were all supposed to wear costumes, and I was the only person that wore a costume in the office.
Why didn't anybody else wear costumes?
I don't know, but I definitely stole the show that day because I showed up as a giant octopus.
So not only were you dressed as a costume, but it was like an inconvenient costume that everybody noticed right away.
I mean, it wasn't like, what are you? It's like, oh, you're very obviously an octopus. You have 8 arms and
someone may have thought you were a squid. Maybe a couple of those arms were maybe pinned back a little bit.
The company was called Octopus.
Oh, so you're surprised there wouldn't be more octopi in that kind of situation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think people are very spirited there. At my new job, a lot of people dressed up, so that's fun. I think I went as a what's that? Price is Right. Price is Right game. I was a contestant.
You were a contestant on The Price is Right, so you wore a monotone, bright-colored shirt and then a yellow name tag.
Yeah,
and that's about it. That's about it.
Well, every department was supposed to have a theme.
So okay. So you were all Price is Right,
except for the host.
Oh, okay. Did you have a Vanna White of sorts also? No, that's the wrong. That's the wrong show. That's the wrong game.
Is that the one? Is that the Latina in the tight dress?
No, I was thinking the woman who flips the letters on Wheel of Fortune.
No, that's Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, wrong show.
I don't know if this counts for anything, but our Steve Harvey was black, so that's. I think that adds some extra points.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's Family Feud.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you're thinking Bob Barker or Drew Carey.
No, looks like I had this all mixed up then.
Okay, wait, are you... okay, wait, now it's sounding like, Cam, and stop me if you may, it sounds like you went as Family Feud contestants, not Price is Right contestants.
Oh, probably then, yeah.
Okay, if you had a Steve Harvey, then yeah. The whole day of Halloween, you're picturing yourself.
Anyone could have asked me
as a Price is Right contestant. I guess the only difference between Price is Right contestants and Family Feud contestants is that the Family Feud contestants are often dressed up a little nicer. They'll have a button-up shirt, or
are they on the same? Are they on like mono-colored shirts?
Yeah, just collared shirts. But Price is Right, that's where they wear pretty much just T-shirts.
I think we were wearing T-shirts, and then we had big tags over us though with numbers.
Man, this is hard to tell what game show you actually went as now. Now I'm all lost.
Who does Steve Harvey work for?
Family Feud.
Who does he really work for?
The
Illuminati.
The Illuminati. Okay.
Yes.
I'm with you.
Anyone else? Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
Benghazi.
Okay.
And he's also associated with one of our co-ops. He works underneath him.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so does that mean yes or no on the Family Feud?
Let me look this up.
Nice to get a little Steve Harvey backstory.
You think it's okay? So Steve Harvey works for who again? Family Feud.
The Illuminati.
Both.
Well, I'm sure Family Feud is probably like a TBS show, or no, you know what? Peachtree TV. That's my guess for
Tree TV. There's a show that just has. I don't know anymore, man.
Cam, are you looking at the internet again?
I want to figure out this thing. What's the one with the? It's got to be Price is Right.
Yeah,
who's the host of Price is Right?
Drew Carey's the host of Price is Right.
Yeah, it had to be Price is Right then. Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Glad we figured it out. I'm glad that you also bought in 100% to this group costume. What often scares me about group costumes is that I would participate and I wouldn't have bought in all the way, or I'm half-assing it, or I really don't care about it. And Cam, I'm glad that you really put that aside and really dove into the character of a Price is Right
I mean,
contestant.
they've really just told us. They said, please wear a colored shirt with nothing on it. Even if it has something on it, just turn it inside. Please just help us out there. We'll make the tags for you.
Did you act
That's
out a
fine.
little skit, like as if you were playing a round of the Price is Right? Like somebody brought out like a stapler and then you were like, 350, Drew. And then somebody else says, oh, I'm going to say 475. And then someone else
You're
is
forgetting
like,
that Steve Harvey was the guest host.
wait, so... Oh, Cam, this is going nowhere so fast.
No, we didn't play a skit out, but the Steve Harvey did have a fake microphone and he brought it around to some people.
The Drew Carey.
But he might have been part of Steve Harvey. He said he was Steve Harvey.
Oh wait, so this was a special episode of
Guest
The Price is
episode,
Right,
yeah.
where Steve Harvey is hosting. Was it a crossover? Like, did they do a little wife swap? Did Drew Carey go over to? Was there also like a Family Feud group?
Yeah, and then at one point, one of the contestants says, Steve Harvey on The Price is Right? What is this, a crossover episode?
Yeah, and it was.
It was, yeah.
One of the few times where somebody asks if it's a crossover episode, and it actually is a crossover episode. That just never seems to happen.
No, I mean, have you ever watched a really good cross? I don't think I have ever. I don't even know if there's ever been a good one. I think there was one with American Dad and like The Simpsons, maybe. No, there's one with The Simpsons for sure. Family Guy and The Simpsons did one.
I love watching you think sometimes, Cam. Sometimes, like, very few people can I actually see the gears start to turn.
They get going, they don't stop.
And that's exactly what it is. I can see the gears turning in your brain sometimes. And I gotta say, you are right. Family Guy and Simpsons did have 2 crossover episodes, Cam.
What was the other one?
It was like a 2-parter. But you know.
Oh, you're right, because they came to Quahog or something like that.
Opposite.
No. You
Yeah.
sure? Oh, they went to.
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
You're right. They went to Springfield.
That's correct.
Springfield.
That's correct,
Meet
Cam.
the Simpsons. It's a Yabba Dabba family. That's the song, right?
The old Yabba Dabba family. You know, the heavy set, dumb man who is somehow inexplicably married to a gorgeous woman is a trope that all cartoons are going to live with forever.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, let's think about this. Okay, American Dad.
Yes.
He's not. Okay, he's buff, though.
He's inconsiderate of every single one of her feelings.
Okay, yes, that's true. What about Rick and Morty? Does that fit in that spectrum?
Probably. I mean, a little bit different, but again, a man who doesn't seem to care for any of his wife's needs, wants.
Good point. Maybe is that just like marriage portrayed in cartoons?
No, it's just a thing. It's just a thing. Maybe it's funnier that way.
I guess maybe it allows for more liberties with the father character.
Or maybe the people who write these shows are just fucked, and this is all they know how to write.
That's definitely a possibility.
Right? I mean,
that.
think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never met a writer before. I've met people in television.
Oh yeah?
No, I'm not. I don't hang out with artsy people.
No, you don't. You oppose the arts, actually, Cam. You recently defund the arts was a hashtag you tried to start. Luckily, not through the Two Cees Pod social medias. You were kind of handling this on your own. I think the biggest question I had, and a lot of us looking into the hashtag, was just why?
Why not is a better question.
Interesting.
I mean, we can give 100 reasons why. For example, arts, while can be very lucrative at the top level, mostly aren't.
Okay.
Business, money. That's all I need to say about that.
Right, so you're looking after the T sheets right now. You're looking after
looking at the P's and Q's here.
Yeah,
looking at the bottom line. Looking at that gross product as well as that net product. Just not seeing it with the arts. Also, I just find when I speak with artists a lot, we're just on different wavelengths. We're thinking different ways and can't wrap my head around it a lot of times. I mean, good on them, but I think we should defund them all.
Defund the arts, you know?
No, not the arts, the people who represent the arts.
Oh, defund the artists.
Take their money, give it to good podcasts or something like that. Or industry is like Two Cees in a Pod Industries.
Inc.
Like,
Incorporated, you know.
Incorporated, yeah.
In the first incorporated non-for-profit.
Speaking of incorporated places, you want to hear some nonsense? You know when places like Tim Hortons or like literally anywhere raise money, they're like, would you like to donate to blank, 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 blank? And you're like, sure, I'm a good person. I'll donate that. And then you do. And then they just take that money, take some of it for themselves, and then write the rest off as a tax deduction.
Okay.
And you're like, oh, man. So you're taking all the credit here for like giving all this money to X, Y, and Z. But really, you're just reducing your income and paying less in taxes. Biggest scam out there.
Scam? That seems like a smart move. They get all the credit, and it costs them a little bit less.
It costs them a lot less.
Well, then that sounds like that's a smart business move. And we're the suckers for letting them do it.
Yeah, well, just so you know, folks, never donate through those. If you really want to donate yourself, because you don't. If they were really charitable, they'd just donate the money themselves because they have strong financials.
That's a good point. No Frills asked me the other day, would you expend $2 to give to the Daily Food Bank? And I said, go fuck yourself.
So you told them?
You can't tell me what to do with my money. Yeah, I told them right to their face. To their faces. I told them to go fuck themselves. Yeah. You're a grocery store. Why do I have to donate to the food bank?
Yeah, you have plenty of food here. It took me so long to go through the food to find the stuff I wanted.
Yeah, I took a little bit of food for myself, and I barely scratched the surface on the total amount of food that's available here.
You have plenty.
There is so much food.
Yeah. You finish shopping, and then there's the bins, right? It's like, would you like to donate the groceries you just dropped off? You're like, how about you do that? Or be like this. Whatever you give, we'll 5 times it. We'll do it 5 times.
I'm sick and tired of this, we'll match the donation or things like that. No more matching. No more matching. Double, triple, quadruple, centuple, whatever we give.
Quintuple, yeah. Whatever I give, I want a 5x return on it. Because what do we say in business? If it's not 5x, say it with me. It's not
nothing. It's not nothing. It's not nothing if it's not 5x.
Nothing. Oh, it's not?
It's nothing. It's nothing. That's the first thing they teach you.
So first rule of business.
Yeah.
5x or nothing. 5x or wipe my X. That's what they say.
Yeah, long gone are the days of BOGO. It should be BOGIF. Buy one, get 5.
Bogus.
Buy one, get 5. Cam,
Buy
that...
one, get 5, yeah. Wow.
So great. It's so great that we're here. It's so great that we're here.
So great we're here with Peter Schiff here at Business Hour, talking politics, talking money. Thanks everyone for tuning in for your best financial advice.
Yeah, I guess they're tuning in for exactly that, Cam. Is this some change to the programming that I wasn't made aware? We have this large whiteboard in the office where we usually jot down so many of our ideas. I don't see the business topic coming up on anywhere of these whiteboards. Cam, is there anything you want to explain to us? This new programming we have coming on the show?
We call it the good idea, bad idea, red ocean, blue ocean, Porter's 5 forces, SWOT analysis business hour. We have an acronym for it. It doesn't say anything, but it is an acronym because that's what we like to use in business. Rule number 1 about business: get acronyms. Make sure no one understands them.
Yeah, an acronym.
Rule number 2 of business.
An acronym doesn't have to make sense. Like, it can be what seems like a random series of letters all mashed together. It doesn't have to make an actual word.
Just like Bogof.
Just like
Buy
Bogof.
1, get 5. Yeah.
Buy 1, get 5. That's not an actual word. Neither is BOGO, by the way. But for some reason, maybe we hear it. We think to ourselves, maybe it already means something. I'm not sure. Like, do we think BOGO's in the dictionary? Do you think it's good? Is it good enough of a word to actually make it?
No, I don't think acronyms can go in the dictionary.
No? Is that part of their qualifications?
Rule number 3 of dictionaries, no acronyms.
Because they're always adding new shit to that dictionary. It's going to have to be one of these days they're going to have to add an acronym.
I don't think so. Maybe LOL. Maybe you think LOL's in there. I think LOL is probably in there.
It could be. LOL.
LOLs.
LOL.
LAWL.
No, that's that's just slang. I'm sure there's a slang dictionary somewhere out there. Which, by the way, I'm sure that thing is ever expanding. Like, they must have very low.
Oh my god, Urban Dictionary gets more words than dictionary ever has. Rule number 9 of dictionaries.
The dictionary rule set is a new project of ours. We're really trying to define the things which are allowed to be defined. New project of ours. We're working with the people over. We're working with Merriam and Webster on this one. Usually they've been in the dictionary game so long together, they don't even like to talk. They send a proxy to each other's meetings. Merriam and Webster, they don't talk to each other. They don't want to hang out anymore. But somehow, Cam and I, we have actually gotten Merriam and Webster in the same room. They're talking again. They've been hanging out, gaming a lot, which has been pretty cool. Playing some Rocket League.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Do you know that the proxies for Merriam and Webster actually have a secret relationship? I saw them in the janitor's closet slamming stumps.
That I did not know that. I did hear rumors that the janitor closet has become a hookup zone over at the Two Cees Pod podcast. I think it's because we put we wanted a policy here. We wanted beds in all the rooms just because sometimes I want to take a nap and I don't want to have to go all the way back to my office to do it. Of course, or go back to the studio to do it. As we know, the ND mattress is still living in the Two Cees Pod studio. It's still an incredible mattress. You can use promo code 2ceesinapod to maybe, I don't know, get 25%. Try it out. Just maybe see what would happen.
But if it's not 5X, say it with me. If
nothing.
It's not 5X.
It's nothing. Which is exactly right. I can't wait till we actually have the fully fleshed out business episode, Cam, and you can really just lead our leaders through 2.5-3 hours of learning business.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. We can do a little stock market update.
Updates, new changes in HR policy, or maybe, sort of things like that. I don't know. Is that business? That's business.
Business, first rule of business is if it's
not 5X, it's nothing.
That's rule number 2. Rule number 3, markets are up, use a duck. If markets are down, use a clown. Never forget it. S&P up 0.4%, NASDAQ up 0.52%, and the Dow Jones is also up. Markets are up. You're a duck. That means you're swimming. That means you're swimming in the cash, baby. And if markets are down, everyone's laughing at you because you're a clown. Rule 3 of business.
Or everyone's scared of you. I find clowns can go either way. Either you can be scared by them, or you're just laughed at, which is fantastic, Cam. It's great to hear the business is still going on in the world and that you're still aware of it, Cam. I think it's about time we move right along through here to the show, and let's play a game, why don't we? Why don't I run you through some March Madness?
Oh, let's hear it.
A couple weeks ago, we had a very fun March Madness regarding the Ron Jeremy porn titles. Of course, the IMDb filmography breakdown of Ron Jeremy and his currently 1,558 movies that he has credited, which is insane. However, This week, we're actually going to look at 219 movies that Ron Jeremy directed. That's right. This guy's resume is nonstop. Writer, producer, director, and everything in between, Cam. So today you're going to hear 8 Ron Jeremy porn directing titles. And folks at home, if you're playing, how and why. And if you don't know how to play the game, look at a fucking March Madness bracket. We're not explaining it to you again,
or
Cam.
An NHL bracket.
Or a bracket of any kind, except mathematical brackets. I don't think those would apply in this particular situation, but maybe you can try them. We're going to see if it finds out. Cam, your first matchup of the first round. These are all real names of Ron Jeremy directed movies. We have Anal Holics taking on Frankenpenis.
Well, let me try and get... so let's look at some storylines here.
Yes, please. I'd love to hear some plot information if you have anything, any insight.
Okay, so I'm hoping Johnny Sins is definitely part of either one of these. And I'm hoping a co-star could be Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Now I imagine in the is it anal? No, it's anal addiction. Is that what it's called?
Anal Holics.
Anal holic. Yeah. Definitely pretty good play on words. Is it a guy that I think? Yeah, I can't imagine there's much storyline to this one. I think this one, he just probably bangs a few different chicks, and each one is getting put in the pooper. But if I'm going to assume a storyline to it, he's with his wife, and she's just not putting out the anal. And then his secretary at the office is like, I love it. And then, so they bang, and then that scene's over. Then he goes back to the house, and they have a fight, and then he's like, good. That's Johnny Depp speaking.
Right.
And then they do anal. So that's my theory. So that one's definitely, he's addicted, but then they both leave him because they find out they're sleeping with each other. And then he's just on the streets, and a man finds him, and he's like, what is your problem? Are you a drug addict? He goes, say it with me.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it with you.
Say it at home, folks.
Say it at home, folks.
Now, the other movie, that one was called...
You've forgotten already?
Yeah.
It's called Frankenpenis.
Frankenpenis. Yeah. I mean, I think they could have come up with a better name, like Frankencock. Like, Frankenpenis, just a little bit too on the nose. Not the biggest fan of it. I'm hoping that the storyline is that a mad scientist, definitely female lead character, is a mad scientist, and she comes up with a radical invention, and then he just goes across the town and just bangs everybody with his Frankenpenis.
So it's not quite just the plot of Frankenstein. No. It's a whole new reimagining of the story where he goes around and bangs the whole town.
Bangs the whole town.
Perfect.
But they're all okay with it because we don't want that kind of movie. So I'm going to go ahead and take whatever the first name was. I like that one better. I thought it was a better creative title.
Well, the first one I said Frankenpenis and Anal Holics.
Anal Holic. I want Anal Holic.
Well, yeah, I should have known after last time's results. Cam, you really need to work on your, love you, bud. You need to work on your just kind of remembering. Maybe we can hit that mark on this next topic because this next matchup, rather, where we have Nightmare on Lesbian Street taking on Cocktails.
How's Cocktail spelt for clarification?
How do you think it's spelled?
I'll take that answer for all I need to know. Cocktails, I imagine, is about just some hens in a yard, and it's a family-friendly movie. So I don't know why you put that on the list. And another one, Nightmare on Lesbian Street, is about a guy who moves into the neighborhood, and then it's an all-lesbian neighborhood, And then he just causes disruption because all these lesbians thought they had such a great community, but they all start to want him. And just madness in 12 different sex scenes ensues until the final sex scene where it's all of them. So that's definitely has my vote.
You're going for Nightmare on Lesbian Street?
Yeah.
Now, see, again, Cam, I'm surprised you just didn't take the plot of Nightmare on Elm Street and make it sexual, but that's okay.
I've never seen it.
Next up, Cam, we have our third first-round matchup. We have Ebony Humpers taking on E3, the Extra Testicle.
Ebony Humpers?
Ebony Humpers.
Ebony Humpers. That's not even that clever a name, really. That's is that a play on words of any sort?
And I don't know. I haven't seen the movie.
Good point. And second one was called. Sorry, I had a thought in mind.
Oh, Cam! Oh my God! See, the problem is I feel like it just takes out a lot of the spontaneity of hearing things because I often have to recall so much details. Do you remember what the first one I said was?
Ebony Humpers.
Okay,
versus...
so you remember that? I'm just gonna. It's been 25 seconds. I thought maybe you may have forgotten. Versus E3, the Extra Testicle.
E3 or E?
Yes, Cam.
E.T. Oh, the Extra Testicle. Okay, yeah, that one resonates with me. So I'm definitely gonna take the win on that one.
Any insight as to the plot of the film, or are you done with that particular element?
E.T. Wait, is it E3 or E.T.? No, Extra Testicle. All right, remember, we're getting better at this. E.T. has... I don't even know how they would tie that one to the original plot. I think they just take popular names and just make their own.
Oh, okay, so you don't picture like there's like a crash landing in someone's shed and they come out and then they see that it's an alien who's like a humanoid alien, but they have 3 balls instead of 2, and then the entire family is not only mesmerized that there's an alien in their house, but they're mesmerized by this 3-balled creature, and they're also like sexually aroused and turned on. And then eventually, I'm gonna say at the climax will be when they're biking over the moon. Like, that scene is still gonna happen, but they're like blowing each other over the moon or something. Because of course that is the biggest scene of the film. It has to happen. And maybe like instead of luring him into his room with Reese's Pieces, it's like they're luring them in with, I don't know, sex toys. I don't know.
There's something there. There's something we can work with. I think half the battle is just coming up with a name. Then you can just work the story around that.
I think it's the other way around. I think it's pick a movie and then just play on the name.
Oh, you just think like pick literally any movie?
I think it's literally pick any movie and then just like make the title sexual, like sexualize the title, right. And then
Titanic goes to Titanic.
Sure, yeah. Gangs of New York becomes Gangbang of New York. And then you can just make the exact same plot except incorporating sex elements all throughout. Right. I think it's easier than we think it is. Cam.
What do you think go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, what's the average amount of sex scenes in a full-length Ron Jeremy film, you think?
That's a good question. I've been checking out a lot of these. A lot of these are tapping out at like 55 minutes. That seems to be the length of a Ron Jeremy film. I don't know. Like, does an orgy... Well, I mean, that brings up the question. Does an orgy count as one scene? Because if you had a 20-minute orgy of, 16, 17, 18 people going at it, it seems like it should be more than one scene.
I would say it's probably 3. It's like a little bit of plot at the beginning, 15 minutes of sex. So you're probably at 20 minutes there. You only have 40 minutes to fill. And I mean, you do 2 more 15-minute scenes. And then you have only another 10 minutes. Do you need a conclusion? I feel like all porn movies end the same.
No, I think the main character would need to have 2 scenes. And then I think like the secondary character may need to have 1 scene. like of their own, like the subplot.
Yeah, I don't know. It's maybe we should do more research.
Further research is needed, Cam. Do you want to hear?
Maybe we need to watch all these and then do our top 5 of them.
Exactly, the top 5, like actual, like which ones were the best. What I would love to see would be the sex scenes edited out version, so we can purely get a sense of which is the better film.
Yes.
Cam, are you ready for your final first round matchup?
Yeah.
Okay, so first up we have Sore Throat taking on As Cute as They Come.
Sore Throat coming on As Cute as They Come. Oh, I got it now. I was like, as cute as they come. Oh, that's fun. Yeah, Sore Throat. How many sequels did it get?
I don't know that information. I'm sure, maybe the first one was so commercially successful, it's maybe got a couple spin-offs. Maybe, a couple, like, spin-off franchises of, like, Sore Butt or Sore Crotch. I don't know. All sorts of things.
Yeah, see, this one doesn't even sound like it's a play on a movie, though.
I don't think it is.
Yeah,
but
it's just Sore Throat.
It is quite a description as to what you're going to see, and the end result. Somebody's throat will be sore. Just like ebony humpers. Some ebonies are going to be humped. It's pretty simple.
Okay, so then if we go with that, I mean, As Cute as They Come, I think because I didn't get the name at first, that definitely gets my nom. But the thing I don't like about these that I don't think they're going to go deep is they don't have a storyline that I can get behind.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can make up the story.
I guess, but I think the other ones write themselves.
Well, I mean, the other ones you rewrote Frankenstein and Nightmare on Elm Street and E.T. Why can't you just suddenly write a new one?
Because they had fractions of the original movie in them. As Cute as They Come has nothing to give me.
Maybe it has nothing, and therefore your mind just draws a blank.
I got no, like I say, all business, no artistic.
Right, all right brain.
Defund the arts.
Yeah, defund the arts. So, Cam, what's it going to be? Sore Throat or As Cute as They Come?
Oh, yeah. No, it's As Cute as They Come.
Perfect. Well, that concludes our first round matchup. So let's move straight along to this second round. Our first round matchup. We have our second round matchup rather. We have Anal Holics taking on Nightmare on Lesbian Street.
Ooh, I think I liked my plot for Nightmare on Lesbian Street better, so I'm gonna roll with that one. And for a reminder, a straight guy moves into town. It's a whole lesbian group that live in that town. Madness ensues. Minimum 3 different sex scenes. And a happy ending in the end where there's a giant family.
See, I see where whenever the women fall asleep, it's a Freddy Krueger style lesbian who bangs them in their dreams. And that's what and maybe kills them. Maybe like if they bang them in your dream, they kill you or something. But I see it being more staying true to the Wes Craven franchise. Cam, are you ready for your second round matchup?
Let's hear it.
We have E3, the extra testicle, taking on As Cute as They Come.
I mean, I gotta go E.T. again. I keep hearing E3 because I feel like that also makes sense.
Because I keep saying E3. That's why you keep hearing it, because I keep saying it.
Oh, okay. But extra testicle E.T.
What?
Right? I mean, they could work.
I mean, sure. I guess they could both work. Maybe we can contact Mr. Jeremy directly and ask him, hey, what was your idea behind naming E3 the extra testicle? I mean, for us, maybe it's just a matter of us checking it out, and we can tell for ourselves. Maybe there's some specific plot information that reveals why it's called E3 the extra testicle.
That one would be on the homework for the week.
It could be.
More digging. More research into the Ron Jeremy franchise. Unlike Quentin Tarantino, has more than 9 movies.
Yeah. Suck it, Tarantino. You ain't got shit on Ron Jeremy's directing accolades. Cam, are you ready for the finals?
Ready.
I know you're ready. We know what we're having. These are two classic films in cinema history. We have Nightmare on Lesbian Street taking on E3, the Extra Testicle.
I liked your description of how Extra Testicle played out, but I feel like you could add so much drama to Nightmare on Lesbian Street, just because it has nothing to do with the plotline of Freddy Krueger. Do I have that one right? Freddy Krueger?
That's correct.
Okay. It has nothing to do with that plotline, but that plotline of them just one guy moving in. There's so much drama and so much character development you can have. And so many secrets and so many lies. I mean, you could bring this into a 60-episode television show with no problems.
With no problems. HBO would greenlight 6 seasons HBO of this immediately.
We're pitching.
Listen up, Netflix.
We got a series for you. And it's steamy. You like steamy. You like romance. You like drama. And you like just a tint of sex. If we agree on that, then you're gonna love Lesbians on Elm Street for the win.
Nightmare on Lesbians on Elm Street. Nightmare on Lesbian Street, Cam, for the win. Can't even pronounce it. But it's walking home with gold today.
$100,000. We'll give Ron Jeremy $100,000 for that. We'll take it out of our arts donation. As well as our charities donation. Don't believe in those anymore because we don't want to get tax deductions. So we believe in helping the community, so we don't believe in tax deductions.
That's exactly it.
Don't give to charity.
Two Ceesinapod Inc. officially, if I may say this, Cam, I just want to say this on the air, on the radio, live for all of your ears. We refuse to donate to any charities to receive any sort of tax break, tax deduction. We're not like those other Fortune 500 companies, although we are one of them. We are not going to donate just to get a little money back in April. No. So as a result of that, we have officially refused to donate to any charity.
And that's official.
We're official.
Clawing back every donation we've made.
And that's canon.
That's canon. We learned that word was a few weeks ago.
Well, I think you learned what it was a few weeks ago.
I taught you what that word meant.
Don't rope me into all of the words I know
a lot of words. Sometimes I help you out with them.
Cam knows a lot of words.
Merriam and Webster.
Of course, Merriam and Webster. They've been thinking about starting their own show, taking the slot right after Kim Mitchell, really adding to our weekly lineup of shows. You got Dalia, you got Two Cees in a Pod, you got Kim
Brian
Mitchell.
Callen now. Brian Callen's on the barbecue now too.
And of course, Merriam-Webster starting their very own podcast on this very, very much so network.
They're just gonna say words.
They're just good. It's just an hour and a half straight of them just going through their dictionary. They start at A, and who knows? Maybe with a little bit of help, we can get all the way to Z.
Should I give you my quick sports update? We'll keep it under a minute.
I didn't know that there was a sports update, but Cam, why don't you tell me what you're going to tell me?
Okay. You could say no. We can move on.
Why would I ever say no? I'm listening. I got the cans on.
The cans are on. The cans are hot, as they say. Well, I'm going to set a timer right now, and this will keep me honest. Do you have a timer, actually?
Why am I setting a why am I setting a timer?
Because timers are fun.
Okay,
That's
so you're getting a minute, Cam.
Can I get a minute 30?
Sure. I mean, it's your segment.
Okay.
Cam, right. You got a minute and 30 to tell me whatever the heck you're going to tell me, starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and go.
This week, Cameron played a game of baseball, and his first one coming back from 2 seasons of not being able to play. At first, he was a little bit timid at the bat with only a single, but after that, he made a putout in the outfield. Up to bat next, he was able to hit a triple on base, sliding into third, avoiding a concussion because the ball did not hit his head. After that, he put out another putout in the outfield, and to round up, was able to put a double out onto the field, putting it deep into center left field, as well as batting in 4 during the game, brought in 2 runs himself. Other than that, because he did that fall with a slide, he may be out next week with a slight wrist sprain. That's Cameron with his sports update for the week.
45 seconds to go.
We can call it.
We've already set the timer. What am I supposed to do? I set the timer already.
I can't go over though. So.
Well, I mean, you certainly can't go. You certainly can't go this far under. We just 30.
This is brought to you by TSN. This is brought to you by ESPN. This is brought to you by Tushy.
So, should we just start counting down the seconds? So would that be easier?
Yeah.
Like 20, 19.
I need a timer.
18, 17.
Oh God,
16,
tell me, just kill the timer,
15,
please. Brought to
14,
you by Gatorade. Brought to you by
13,
Powerade. Brought
11,
to you by Coca-Cola brand.
10,
brought to you by Easton.
9,
brought to you by
8, 7,
Bauer.
6,
brought
5,
to you by
4, 3,
Mizuno.
2, 1.
I think I should only get 45 seconds next week.
Cam, that was the end of your minute 30 sports segment, which will always be a minute 30 and will never waver. You are not going to get 45 seconds. You're going to hear more because, Cam, we, the listeners at home, want to hear your athletic accolades. I actually heard that the Miami Marlins were actually at your game. You had a conversation with them afterwards. They said that they're at a current need for players, and apparently you fit everything they were looking for. Yeah,
they were teaching me how to throw a spitball.
Yeah, Jeter was there. He was checking you out.
Yeah, it was we just had some beers afterwards, and when you're having beers, you play a little bit of pass the beer around the table, have a little sip, try everyone else's out. Fun game we play. I mean,
of course, if there's one thing I love doing with my adult male friends is everyone sips on the same Coors Light.
Okay, they're not doing so well. They can only afford a few, so we just shared them.
We only had a few Coors Lights available to us. Unfortunately, the Miami Marlins don't have the same revenue as they once had.
Right? You remember those days when you had to share beers with people?
No. Why would I do that?
You never shared a beer with anyone in your life?
No, I don't think so, unless it was poured into a glass.
I've definitely shared a beer with someone before.
Why?
Oh, must be nice. Must be nice living the high life, eh?
Must be nice living the high life and, I don't know, buying your own booze. Or, I don't know.
Yeah, but we're talking about when you're like 16.
Yeah. Yeah?
Okay, whatever. Word of the day is demure, which means effectively modest, reserved, serious, or coy. Moving on to our next game. And
Word
it's the final
of the
game.
day? Where did this come from? Oh my God, Cam! You're giving too many of the days.
Did you not read the pre-show notes?
I read the pre-show notes. You were supposed to go on for a minute 30. You said you had that planned. By the way, you came up to me. You said, Cam, you came into our production meeting. You said, Cam, I'm so excited. I have 90 seconds straight of sports action. And I was like, hell yeah, let's give it to you. Let's give it to him. Let's give it a shot. I suggested 45 seconds, but Cam, you said, no, I got this.
Well, you know what? I didn't have it, Cam. I was able to do even quicker. Well, I think, folks, unless, Cam, you have anything else to add, we have, not that you put them in the pre-show notes, but in case you have some random thing that you want to
I've got no random thing, as you know. There is a little section, of my random production notes, in which I have none. So I believe that we should tarry no further and just take ourselves home with our final game of the day.
All right, and that leads us to Hio or no Hio, or some call headline or asinine.
Hey, headline or asinine. Headline or asinine.
Cam, why don't you lead us off with a good one?
I'm pretty sure everybody calls it headliner asinine. You're the one that calls it higher in Ohio. Hio or no Hio, Cam? Scientists band together to save the endangered scrotum frog.
Ooh, a very dangerous frog. A lot of people don't like them because they attach to your scrotum, but you know what? Yeah, nice thing about that is it gets rid of the people who are pissing in forests or shitting in forests where they have to get that low. So I'm glad we're making that movement to keep them around, to get rid of those kind of people, because those people are scum. That's a headline.
Cam, that's a headline. Of course, we're talking about the scrotum frog, or specifically the Telmatabolus culeus, which primarily lives near Lake Titicaca, which is a lake which is on the border of Peru and Bolivia, where exactly that these things are dying. These things can get pretty big, though. They can actually show up to be like 8 inches long. But just over the years, over the past 20 years, the population has decreased by 80% just due to human beings living, just being human beings. Of course, the scrotum frog gets its name from the weird-looking flap that kind of covers its head all the way down its back and just kind of ends up looking like a scrotum. Poor thing.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, a little bit surprised that it wasn't my explanation on the dot, but hey.
Yeah, it's not a frog that attaches to your scrotum. It's I would have rathered that too.
All right. Headline: Bisexual men are real. Study finds.
Bisexual men are real. Study finds.
Yes.
The old study finds headline. This one's always tough because you can kind of say anything and just put the words study finds before or after it, and then it somehow sometimes becomes illegal. Bisexual
defunding
men.
the arts is appropriate. Study finds.
Study shows we should defund the arts.
Right.
I'd believe it. Hell, I'd buy it. That should be. I'm gonna write that, making it a headline in case anyone hasn't done that.
Economic study finds 5x or it's nothing.
That was published in Business Weekly, of course, the highest publication.
Business Quarterly.
No, they're going weekly now. No. The market's turned up, and Business Quarterly has moved over to Business Weekly. But more importantly, bisexual men are real. What I love about this is that this was written for a group of people who believed they were not, as if it was like some kind of alien force. You know, or like it was just a bit of a myth or a legend. People hear about bisexual men, but they don't actually exist until you meet one, and then you can spread the gospel that they actually exist. That's a headline. And this actually came from someone who originally had written a paper saying that bisexual men did not exist, saying they were gay but didn't want to admit it. He's now changed his mind by going through other literature over the past 20 years, weeding out poor data and finding a much more comprehensive look at male sexuality. So if you're curious, you're allowed to be bi-curious. I love that this guy did a follow-up, too. He was kind of like, to all my loyal viewers, 17 years ago, I wrote an article, and now I've come to review it.
Now it's time for me to,
keep yawning? Am I boring you, Cam? Am I boring you? Is the sun not shining on your face enough?
Shine on, you crazy diamond. Give me one. Give me a headline. I'm craving for it, huh? Craving for a juicy
Jonesing
headline.
for a juicy headline, Cam. Here we go. Pluto officially reinstated as a planet.
Oh, boy. We can't keep going back and forth on this one. I was looking at the night sky this weekend, and something was called to me. But this one, I don't know. I think I would have heard the news about this one because it's a pretty big deal. Is it NASA that's giving the answers to this one? I'm going to go ahead and...
NASA. Naha.
Never a straight answer, NASA. I don't believe it. I just can't believe that they're going to take back their word on that. I know it's pretty far away, so it's difficult to see, but come on, guys, make up your mind. No one's ever going to question you if you just say one thing or the other, so stop flip-flopping. Asinine.
That's asinine. They haven't done it yet, but while searching, I did find like multiple campaigns of people, kind of like Average Joe's, trying to get its planet status back. So I think maybe this is where Reddit and the internet could really come in to, write those emails to the people at Naha, from the Two Cees in a Pod podcast. Let's get this started. Let's get Pluto back on planetary status.
Headliner S9, Kitchener man confused by stolen and returned set of wheels.
Confused by stolen and returned set of wheels. Okay, so you buy a car from somebody on a beautiful platform like Kijiji. Maybe Rachel from Kijiji.
Sold some on Kijiji today.
Maybe Rachel from Kijiji is selling her, her 2014 Mazda 3.
Where's Rachel?
And then you... That was a good one. You buy the car. It's a hatchback. It's got, it doesn't have many miles on it, only 86,000. She only really drove it within the city. This is going to be a great vehicle for you, your wife, your newborn. It's a safe vehicle. It's going to get you out of the city. It's going to get you where you want to go. But then, unfortunately, you had a tough time in your life. Your father passes away and leaves behind his 2020 CRV for you to take. And you would be foolish to not take the newer car with the heated seats, with the Bluetooth connection, with the rear-facing camera. It's a safer vehicle for you, your wife, your daughter. So you bring that Mazda 3 in to a dealership hoping, hey, I just bought this, maybe I can get something for it. And they say to themselves, hey, this car was stolen. They say, no, I purchased it off of a buyer on Kijiji. Everything's legit. They say, nah, bitch. Somebody stole this car from this dealership. That's a headline.
Damn. Asinine. Made it up. But I think the thing that you're missing there is I was going off the line that it wasn't the full car. It was the wheels. Like the tires.
What did you say?
Rims. I said, so the headline was Kitchener man confused by stolen and returned set of wheels, as in like the tires and the rims.
Oh, I was thinking like set of wheels, like a euphemism for a car.
You interpret it differently, yeah.
No,
that's fine. It would have been fun though, either way.
Would have been fun. Cam, I have one more headline here for you. Are you ready for it?
I'm always ready.
Domino's in New Zealand stops giving free pizza to Karens.
Ooh, to any Karens? Did it say to Karen or Karens?
To Karens, plural.
Plural. Stopped giving free pizza to Karens. I could see outrage to start off, but it's coming from Karens. So the internet meme is true, and it just kind of, I think Domino's does have a very wise cracking social media. So even if they're like, hey, we're giving, like some dumb tweet where like, we're giving free pizzas to everybody that comes in the next 24 hours unless your name's Karen. And that was like the tweet. And then that obviously, because you can make, somehow you can make an article out of a tweet, which is 140 characters or less, but you can somehow.
No, it's 280 now, They bumped it up.
No. Perfect. So you can make like 5 articles now. But what do we say, Cam? If it's not 5x, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and say it's real, and I think it's like a publicity stunt.
Cam, that is a headline. However, I would hardly say it's a a promotional stunt, but Domino's in New Zealand and some parts of Australia had to pull their promotion offering free pizzas for people named Karen. So here was the deal. The pizza chain launched the promotion saying that all law-abiding Karens are eligible to enter online for a chance to win free pizza. You know, you had to prove your name was Karen. You order online, you may get a free pizza. However, it received so many complaints of people claiming that the entire promotion was insensitive. You know, there were Karens online, on Facebook, on Twitter, who were saying it's a tough time to be a Karen. You know, and putting more focus onto this isn't certainly helping anybody. You know, Domino's has since apologized, of course, saying like, hey, we just thought that this could be fun and didn't think that people would actually be pissed. And
that's life.
Isn't that pretty much life? People got pissed about the normal reasons, like you're giving free pizzas to people named Karen, but there's a million people unemployed. You know, like those type of reasons.
Those are bullshit, though. It's like, you could be like, you're not giving money to the arts, but you're going to give money to, like, Lockheed Martin. You're like, yeah, because we need to bomb people, and death is important.
Exactly.
And
However,
people, like, there's no real argument there on the other side, but people can try and make one. But yeah, stupid all around.
You know, it's. I guess they were trying. Domino's was just trying to have fun, to put a smile on people's face. The final quote I have here that I gotta say is that, quote, "It's unfortunate it got turned completely into something negative. I was really hoping for some free pizza," said a woman named Karen, who was actually just hoping for some free goddamn pizza.
God, people suck.
And there you have it. That's Headliner Asinine.
I still got one for you, big fella.
Oh shit, you do. I started. Right.
Speaking of injustices, Headliner Asinine, quote, "No one told me. Samoan," end of quote. "Samoan man serves 5 more years in prison than he had to."
Ooh, I bet this happens all the time. Like, something messed up on your paperwork, or an extra digit was pressed, and I mean, surely don't prisons have like an overpopulation problem to begin with?
They do, yeah.
Like, there's so many goddamn prisons and so many goddamn prisoners. I mean, it would have to be as common as, it's a simple clerical error. I mean, it's as common as, you know, mistakenly being marked for skipping class in high school, you know, a Scantron error, or something as simple as, you know, a doctor calling you with somebody else's test results and everything in between. I think that this could totally fucking happen. And imagine that. I mean, I've never been in prison myself, but I imagine if I would be carving the days out on my cell, you know, in that classic, like 1, 2, 3, 4 cross, 1, 2, 3, 4 cross, and really trying to count down the days. But you said 5 years too long. You must really love prison to, at one point over a 5-year span, not ask around like, hey, by the way, can I get an update of when I'm getting out? It's like, hey, I know it's been like 3 years since I asked you last. When am I getting out?
Just checking in on that. I know we spoke.
Hey guys, just checking in.
Ago.
We spoke like 4.5 years ago. I was just wondering when I'm getting out.
Hate to bug you.
I really hate to do this. You know, and I don't want to have to kill you. But when am I getting out? That's a headline.
Yeah,
that's a headline, Cam. Give it to me.
So originally the guy was supposed to spend 5 years in prison, and I don't understand this part of the law, but he was supposed to have been given, or he was given concurrent sentences, but they read them as consecutive sentences. So it was a 5-year term, and then it turned into 10, and his quote was, "No one told me when my jail term would end. I lost count of the days. I don't remember much about when I should be out. I just had to serve my time." So
now that's interesting, because presumably the biggest day of this man's life was hearing the sentence.
But
and
I mean, it might be a little confusing. It's like you will serve 2 concurrent terms of 5 years, and you're like, so 10? Like, I would be like 2 concurrent.
Now, I only know the law based off what I've seen on Law and Order, but I'm pretty sure that you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot provide an attorney, or an attorney will provide for you. Isn't the attorney's point to clarify that sort of information?
Yes,
so you
but
you
the
hear
thing is, how many rules is that, Cam?
I think that was the 4 rules of Law and Order.
And what do we always say?
Fuck! If it's not 5, it's nothing.
5x is nothing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, hey,
so
look at our Samoan friend over here. You know, if it's not 5, it's nothing. He was serving 2 5s.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate for him overall.
It's unfortunate for him, but I bet the crime he committed, it was far more unfortunate for the person or that was sort of suffered because of that. So maybe not the most sympathy in the world.
Do we want to know what he did? Because I do have that in front of me.
Oh, you do?
Leave it? Yes.
Yeah, what did he do?
Burglary and theft in November 2008. So,
yeah, well, it's
burglary is
That's
this
bad.
is confused pretty often. Person's not there.
He burgled.
Robbery is when the person is
when they are present.
Yeah, and then armed robbery, pop.
What are armed burglary? Does anybody ever get nabbed for that? Also, what about theft? So, are you like, if
that means he brought it out of the place.
Okay, so if you snuck into somebody's house at night and rummaged around, burglary. That's fine. We all do that. We all go into people's houses at night, sort of like you roll around on their bed, kind of getting our smells all over the place. But it's until you actually take something, it's not actually theft.
Okay, so I got a definition here. Both a burglary and a robbery involve property and theft. However, in a burglary, a victim did not have to be present, though they could be. However, a robbery is the illegal act of taking a valuable from a person using intimidation or force. A victim has to be at the scene of a theft for a robbery to happen. I don't know. That didn't really clear it up at all.
Damn it. You know what? I mean, I thought having these Merriam-Webster guys here would help us define words. It was very nice of them, by the way, to sort of, they're sitting there in the control booth. They sort of slipped in this little definition to us, which was actually extremely helpful. Usually, you and I find ourselves pontificating as to what words could mean. It is very nice to kind of go straight to the source on this one.
And fun fact, you can't actually steal back what you already own. So someone asked on the question board, can you steal something that you own? No, you can't. So if you were to steal something from me and I go steal it back, I do not have a theft or a burglary, but I could get a robbery. Or maybe I couldn't get a robbery. Not sure. These are legal questions for later.
For next week's legal segment, folks, write all your legal questions to twoceesinapod@gmail.com. We will answer them live with a lawyer, and hopefully maybe even the Merriam-Webster guys. Cam, I think that's about all the time we have for this week's podcast.
Cool. Before I finish up, I just want to give you one guess, because this is my fun fact of the week. How many movies has Will Ferrell been in?
I'm going to say 78.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody. The answer was at least 71.
At least 71. Price is Right rules I went over. Remember to rate, review, like, subscribe to the podcast, because we're everywhere, Google Play, Spotify, Apple Music. Still working on that Spoticast app. It's coming to you. Remember to write all your questions down to twoceesinapod@gmail.com, because we would love to hear from you.
Perfect. All right, buddy. We'll talk a little later. Have a great night. And we'll talk.
We will talk a little later. Bye, folks. Take care.
Continuing tonight on Two Cees in a Pod.
96.7 on your... Two Cees in a pod, 2 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 Cees just like 2 Cees in a pod, 2 Cees because we're 2 Cees in a pod, just like 2 Cees in a pod, 2 Cees in a pod at gmail.com.